Pepecoin says bad actors on team stole $15 million worth of Pepe, and I am not shocked one bit. So apparently 16 trillion Pepe, that was the biggest red flag, was probably the supply. When you have a coin that has a lot of supply, that's generally a big red flag for me. But apparently 16 trillion Pepe tokens were moved out of the project's multi-sig centralized exchange or centralized wallet last week. And that was 3.8% of the total supply, and the tokens were sent to exchanges to be sold. The number of signatures required to operate the multi-sig wallet also changed from 5 out of 8 to 2 out of 8, which is another big red flag. The project blamed former team members for the transfers and said the launch that the team included bad actors led by big egos and greed. And then they removed themselves from the multi-sig and deleted the social media account. So congratulations to the Pepe team for being absolutely horrible during a bear market. I feel actually just really sad for everybody who put money into this. This is something we talked about on the channel, and I told my audience this is not something I'm really interested in. If you guys want to have fun with your disposable income, that's your business, but understand this thing is probably going to end up going to zero. However, what happens if the community actually takes over the coin like they did with Terra Luna, and they can kind of make it a community-orientated coin? I don't even know if that's something that they can do, but thoughts? Anybody?
I want to hear Zach on this one. Give us your
Burn
best
by the
meme coin
Pepe.
take.
Burn by the Pepe.
Burn by the Pepe.
You live by the meme coin, you die by the meme coin. And all this shady business transpired. We talked about it Friday. There was all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Now we have at least one telling of what happened. Now we seem to know a little bit more, according to the people coming out and saying this stuff. So it's all caveat, etc. But yeah, we get a little bit of closure to something that on Friday seemed odd at the very best. And, clearly something weird is going on here. So meme coins remain very, very risky, right? And I think CoinDesk and others in the space who cover meme coins always sort of caveat the meme coin stories with that, right? That stuff like this can happen. This is one flavor of a bad outcome. There certainly are other bad outcomes in the world of pump and dump meme coins. This one is particularly unfortunate, I think, because it does suggest some core incompetencies among the team that was behind this thing. So I would just second Wendy's comment, again, tread carefully in the world of these things. It's sort of like their key feature is speculation. They're sort of like the most casino part of the crypto ecosystem. And they should be treated cautiously. And we see it like time and time again that these things do happen. For every Doge or say SHIB that lasts and rides its initial hype cycle into something a bit more lasting, there are many other situations like this and others that get people hurt and get people to be sour on this space. So it's certainly something to be cautious about, and watch out there in the world of meme coins, folks. These can be bad, and this is just, again, one flavor of bad. But Jen, I'll toss it to you.
Yeah, I third Wendy's comments. I think that none of us are shocked to see this happen. What I'm interested to see is like how the project recovers from here, what they do next. I think there are all of these really interesting stories that happen in the meme coin ecosystem and the DeFi ecosystem of projects suffering similar fates, but maybe the community takes over, maybe new developers come on board and the project turns into something that's a little bit more fruitful. So I'm interested to see how this pans out. I do feel sorry though for the people who, this was their first time interacting with any crypto project. Maybe they got into it because of social media, because of the memes, because it's fun, like we've spoken about so much on the show. And then this happens. I think it leaves a sour taste in everyone's mouth and does no good for adoption, which is what we all want. And so I'm just going to wag my finger at the developers who were allegedly involved in this. Will, we spoke about this on Friday and you weren't here. And the big question was, why on earth would they change the multi-sig wallet from 5 to 2? Like, what benefit would that give them, if any? And I'm still wondering that while we talk about the story. And I don't know if you have any answers for me.
I can answer that.
Easily, right?
Yeah. You cash out
2 people instead of 5 people. Cash out.
But if the 5 people all signed off on making it 2 people, couldn't they all have just signed off on cashing out?
Well,
maybe they didn't want to be scammers.
Assuming that all 5 people did. And maybe it was just like the 2 people had the other people's keys as well, right? So it's just about the keys, not necessarily the people. So we don't know. And that's one of the things with these Pepe coins and all these meme coins is you have no idea what you're purchasing. And a lot of people wrote this all the way up and they wrote it all the way down. And congrats, you played the game and you get to talk about it at conferences now. You are a Pepe holder. bag holder for life. And that's great. And I think a lot of people got into crypto that way. For people who put a lot of money into this, they also have learned a long life lesson, which will not be as great. But that's the life of the meme coin. Like as Zach always says, right? Like this is what you sign up for, this is what you're going to get. So it is what it is. I think that one thing that's interesting to talk about though is like having these meme coins in the midst of crypto winter, in the midst of like a very deep bear market where people don't talk about what's going on in the space. They're not like really interested in things in the space. And then you do have like a flash in the pan with these meme coins where they kind of bring back like the excitement of a bull market for a moment. And then it also reminds us of like what happens during a bull market, which is these things like burn out really quickly. Last thought on it is I wonder what happens to these multi-stakeholders if they're US citizens and the SEC does look into something like this. There is precedent now after the last few years of people who have been rug pulling to this size going and having like legal action against them. So if there's a story like that in the next 6 to 12 months, I wouldn't be super surprised. Wendy?
I honestly don't have anything more to say about this. Like we've been covering it on the channel and it just sucks. Like this industry sucks sometimes. That's all. Just people do like ridiculous things and I just will never understand, but it's not meant for me to understand. And to everybody listening, please always consider taking profit. I don't think it's a bad thing to consider taking profit ever, or just maybe like not participating in things because it's not fun all the time.